Hey everybody, my name is Geoff Livingston and this is AI Hope. My book, Now Is Gone, is about never-ending change. This podcast is about what comes after, the stories, the people, and the reason for hope. Hey everybody, it's Geoff Livingston. I'm here with Lindsey Mastis. Lindsey is a former broadcast journalist who was one of the first, if not, I think actually the first broadcast journalist to cover AI as a regular beat. And she is now her own kind of, I don't even know what to say. She's training people on how to use AI. She's actually a musician with AI. She's doing all these social good speeches. She's actually emceeing a conference on social good with AI in Geneva and is speaking at a UN conference as a keynote. Really an incredible and well dignified speaker to join us today. Lindsey, how are you?
I am great, Geoff. Thank you so much for having me. And first of all, congratulations to you on your book. I'm halfway through and it is so thought-provoking. I find myself just doing about a chapter a day so that I can really soak it in.
No, that's pretty cool. I'm glad. I hope it's useful. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you, my friend. So, look, I mean, I know you and I've been following your career for the past couple of years, and you've really done some incredible work already in the space. It's kind of hard for me to even ask you what's your personal AI success story. I feel like you could just say my life, but please share which story is most useful to you as far as being fond of it as a personal success story.
Well, I really thought of the word personal, like what is very personal to me, because I talk about AI so often in terms of thought leadership, of what's happening, trends, futurism, all of that. And I get excited about that. But on a personal level, probably one of the biggest things that has been life transforming for me was using artificial intelligence, AI, one of the LLMs, to plan a trip to Greece. And I am Greek, but surprisingly, I had never been. And I think I was less than 30 days out from a vacation. So I had the time and I was scared, to be quite honest. I'm a Greek American and I was very nervous that I might go to Greece and be told, you're not Greek, you're an American. And yet in America, I feel very Greek. And so I not only used it to plan the trip, but also to counsel myself to kind of get ready to go and to feel like this was the time to do it. So I gave it my budget, I gave it the dates, I gave it what I wanted to do, which was honestly too much. Anyone who has either been to Greece or thinking about going to Greece, you might realize that you've put down every landmark there is. And
Right.
it's a whole country. You can't see it all at once.
It's a
And
bigger country than
it is,
people
it's
think.
bigger than we realize. And it really helped me plan it, but also the focal point was to visit my ancestral village. The ancestral village burned down during World War II, which is why my family
Interesting.
stayed in America, why I'm an American today. And I really wanted to go. I've wanted to go my whole life. I grew up hearing stories about it. One of my great aunts went, but it had been like 25 years earlier. And she was the only one to have ever gone. So I was the first one going back in a quarter of a century and only the second in my family to ever return to the village.
Oh, wow.
It's considered a martyr village. So the reason that it's like, oh, I'm going, there's ruins, but the people who had to flee, they came back and rebuilt. It was
Wow.
burned down a second time in a civil war in Greece following World War II. And what they did is instead of building on top of the ruins, they moved down the mountain. So I'm originally, like, my family comes from the northern part of Greece, a mountainous region,
Right.
not the islands. And they just moved down the mountain. So there's a village there from the people who used to be in my village. Are there family members, distant family members, relatives? I didn't know. And I'm still not 100% sure on that, but I used AI to plan the trip. We go up there. It's snowing because we went in the winter
Sure.
and it's raining, snow's on the ground, it's miserable out. I had translated my family's history into Greek using, again, another AI tool.
That's pretty
And,
cool.
and very simple, right? Like Google Translate, very, very simple. I printed it out, and the first person I saw in that village, I ran up to them, I handed them my story. They invited us in for 2 days. They did not speak English. There's few people in the village that spoke a little bit of English, but for the most part, I was trying to communicate in English to a translation app, and we were able to communicate. I
That's pretty cool.
learned so much about the village. I learned so much about the people. I got to meet and talk to a man who was 13 and fled when the fires happened and survived, and has been able to give me more insight onto the resilience of my ancestral line, which is incredible.
That's pretty cool.
I don't think it could have happened without AI.
That's amazing. So it really kind of helped you find your roots and discover part of your essence in a lot of ways.
Geoff, I have to tell you, I came back to America more Greek than I've ever been.
Right.
I got Greeker, if you can imagine it.
But I love that it wasn't like a dominant tool in that sense. It was really an assistive tool. And I think that fits well into how AI can really benefit us as opposed to a lot of the chatter that we hear. You've been in this a long time now. I'm curious, when you look back at when you started reporting on AI, was there a moment that you knew, I have to do this?
Yeah.
If I don't stay in front of this technology, I'm going to get swept aside. Like that now is gone moment, if you would.
Absolutely. I feel like the now is gone moment is still happening. But when OpenAI announced ChatGPT,
Yeah.
I reported on it immediately. And I remember not only thinking to myself, but remarking to several people and telling them, I haven't been this excited since augmented reality.
Wow.
And I used to work in DC back in the, late what would we call it? It's not even the
The
2010s yet,
aughts.
right? It's like 2008,
Yeah, the
2009.
aughts, right?
Yeah.
The
And
Twitter era.
you're right. And I was doing reports in local news here in the DC area on augmented reality. And I remember going to management and telling them, okay, this is great. I've got another story on augmented reality. And they're like, no, you already did it. Like, wait, like, but there's more. Like, no,
Yeah.
you already reported on it. That's it, and move on.
It's one and done,
And
huh?
one and done. And I was like, no. And I think I was able to get at least a couple more through. I was so excited about that technology and what it would mean, even just going into a room of people you didn't meet and maybe being able to see their names and something you have in common, or maybe your friends at an event and you don't even know they're there. I felt that kind of excitement again the moment that I heard about OpenAI's ChatGPT. And I mean, I think it was within a week or something. I mean, it was very quickly that my news director came to me and said, do you want to make this your main thing? And I said, absolutely. Yeah, I want to make this my whole personality, please. Yes.
100%. That's awesome. That is very cool. It's very interesting that you talk about this because I do agree. Like it's been amazing how AI has just dominated the news cycle. It is the zeitgeist of our time. So I agree with you.
Yeah,
Now
and
is always
it
gone with
didn't
this.
start out that way though. That whole now is gone moment. There was a lot of resistance, especially at first. And I did see
Still is
throughout
in
my
a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the resistance, right? Like
Yeah.
within newsrooms, people don't realize like newsrooms look very technologically advanced. But if you think about what news anchors and reporters focus in on, it's usually the bad, right? Like you don't
Yeah.
usually get on the news because it was a normal day.
Yep.
It was this very odd thing happened, an anomaly, and we see that every day. We see what could go wrong or what has gone wrong. And so there's a lot of resistance within newsrooms to technology. And I have experienced that throughout my career. And I didn't want to be stuck anymore. I didn't want to feel like I was surrounded by people that weren't excited about it. And you could even hear in some of the language they use, is it creepy? Is it, oh, that's,
Oh, totally.
and right. And I was like,
I mean,
I
there's a
don't,
vested interest in it not being successful, at least from a
right.
writing and, even a videography standpoint, right?
And I didn't feel that way.
Yeah.
I was excited by it. I didn't find it creepy at all. I was like, I love this. If I could take a humanoid robot home with me, I would.
Very cool.
Offer still stands if you've got any humanoid robots out there that would like to come to my house. Come on over.
Very cool. Well, I think that's a good segue to our last question, which is like, based off of all the various data points that you've been consuming on AI, I'm sure you must have a hope or a vision for where this technology can lead us. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I focus on about 5 different verticals, 5 different industries when it comes to AI. And there are several of them that are farther along. And I'm probably the most optimistic when it comes to medical AI, because that is one of those areas where whether you want to adopt AI or not, you're probably going to encounter it there.
And you're
I think
talking physical AI too?
it could be physical AI. I love physical AI. Anything I can try out, I love.
Right.
But I think on the very surface of things, we've spent how many years and years looking our symptoms up online and being horrified, thinking, oh my gosh, I'm dying, and really it's a cold, right?
Right.
So I really feel like in the future, there might be better at home diagnosis. Maybe we get a better sense of whether this is something that needs a hospital visit or not. But some of the actual tech that I'm able to try out it's so incredible. Like we've got stethoscopes that you have for your kids at home that will let you know if they're having a respiratory issue that maybe you wouldn't have picked up. And I think a lot of parents are like, oh, all kids get sick, they're sick all the time, but it'll help identify if it is something serious. There is tech that doctors are going to be able to use. For example, I don't know if you've ever had a spinal tap. I've had a spinal tap.
I've had cortisone shots in my spine, but never a spinal tap.
They're not fun. And little did I know, if it goes wrong, you may not be able to walk after the procedure.
Oh,
I got a chance to try doing a fake spinal tap on a dummy. And when I tried to do it myself, I the
killed it.
patient would have been paralyzed, right? But then they had this like augmented reality layer that they put over it, and I was able to successfully do one, me not being a doctor. So I do see a lot of hope in the medical field. I think if we can reduce any medical accidents, if we can better diagnose ourselves from home so that we're not spending a full day in an ER in urgent care and picking up something that we weren't even sick with to begin with. I just see so much hope in that area, and I like to envision a positive future, and that's definitely an area where I like to see something positive happen.
Oh, I love that. Very cool. What a great way to wrap up the show. Lindsey, where can people find you?
I am the only Lindsey Mastis in the world, LindseyMastis. I have a website. I'm on YouTube, Substack. Very easy to find me. And of course, I'd love to connect.
Definitely follow her, folks. She is amazing, and she always has great insights to share. Thank you so much, Lindsey. And I'm excited to see what comes out of your trip to Europe and your keynote. So,
Thank you so much, Geoff.
all right. Very cool. Thank you.